Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. It is London time. It's 2 a.m. Eastern. How is everyone doing? It's just a paper tray that I have on, guys. I haven't even opened up my account, just opening up my other laptop. What date is it today? 23rd. Bam, bam, bam. What do we have in Europe? In GBP? Oh, we've got PMI at 430. GBP, so that's London 4:30 time. We've got some European stuff. I don't think that really matters. And we've got 9:45 PMI. That's a weird time, 9:45. I don't know. Okay, 9:45 PMI, orange folder. Yesterday was an awful day. Markets were horrible yesterday. Oof. Who traded yesterday? I tried. I ended up green, but oof, I ended up green, gave it back, and then I made it up back again, and I'm not going to touch it anymore. Even in PM session, I was looking like, no, never mind. Just going to disregard the market. But anyway, um, hopefully today will be a better day. It's very cold here, by the way, today, so I've got the heater on. 16 degrees. Oh my God, I'm not used to that anymore. Uh, it's gray and rainy, so that's why it's a little bit colder. So, well, let's see. I do want to be aware of, see if European news, if they do use that. 315, they have European PMI, orange folder, and 330 German. Okay. French and German. I would assume that the German PMI might make a move. Because the German economy is, I think, still one of the best ones in Europe. It's a red, and the French is orange folder. That's quite telling, isn't it? French is orange, and the German PMI is red. And then there is a flash PMI at 4, which is yellow. I guess that's overall. That's funny because they have. If you look at Forex Factory, it does say the French, German, and they all have different colors, right? And then an overall flash in Europe, that's yellow. So I guess we have something every 15 minutes from 3 o'clock. Okay, 3:15. Well, let's say, yeah, okay, 3:15 every 30 minutes. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay, interesting. But I think the German one is the one that I think it's 3:30. I find interesting. And then 4:30 again. Okay. 3:30 and 4:30 has my attention today. Yeah, look, we're on a market maker model, by the way. Let me open up my chart. Yeah, we definitely went into a higher time frame P array. There is the turn. Here you have your first CI, change in state of delivery. Now in the higher time frame, what do we have? What I always try to use. Okay, we inverted this here. Now I don't think it's sustainable, to be honest. I wonder if we're still going back lower. But I'm just not this. This was a. I like this little gap here. So I'm just curious if we can make it up there. Not interested in the move. If I look higher time frame, it looks a little bit bearish to me. But yeah, let's see, because we're still using. I'm really looking at this order block here, wondering if we're using it. We dug into it at 6. We opened up some, but I wonder if we're gonna have if it's gonna hold today, or we're just gonna go back up. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We will see this. I'm just going to use this. Oh shit! Why is it happening? So for some reason, my TraderFade account always goes to an old Top Step account that I don't have anymore. So weird. I guess it's some. Why are you always doing that? Even though I use my passcode and word for funded next, it sort of like redirects me to an old one that I. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? It's not my account. That is so weird. That is not my account. Why are you doing it? That's so weird. Okay, there we go. Finally. Finally. Okay, here we go. Hey Deborah, how are you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, I'm in a bullish trade, but I'm not, I'm not, let me say, bullish overall, or not confirmed bullish yet. If markets do go higher and we go extending these levels, then I turn bullish. But for now, my trade is only up to here because we have a sort of a devil's mark, little gap here, and I wonder if it can go higher. But this is just a paper trade I just put on when we started. But I don't see this as a. I mean, look at the 4 hour. It looks sort of bearish, right, at the moment. But then again, if this 1 hour in this order block is going to hold, we could turn bullish again. I mean, market was crazy yesterday, right? But yeah, let's see what London is going to give us. If it's going to give us some clarity. We have some nice news drives today, so let's see. What time is it? 6 past 2. So let me do a poll with you guys. How many people do we have here? 16 at the moment. Let's see. Bullish or bearish? London session. And when I mean London session, I literally talk about the move. I guess I want to frame it in the correct way because, yeah, let's say just the move after 2:30. Let me keep it that way. London session after 2:30. So we have a little bit more of context. Here we go. Oh, Gigi, are you going up tomorrow? Girls. Hello. Huh? Let's have a look at this. Bearish. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end. It's 2 o'clock. I'm gonna go out of this. So this is just a quick. I'm just thinking. Okay, we're at the end of the macro. We hit 62 of the OTE level. I would have made quick 25 points on this trade, and then I'm just done. Because I'm looking. I'm just not really let me confirm bullish for the whole session. So I'm rather thinking, okay, let me just keep it short and just take my money and run. Even though we have a very nice gap here, right, on the 5 minute here and the doubles mark. Yesterday was so ugly. I mean, look at the 15. Let's look at yesterday. It was just horrible. I mean, after 10:30, so the open was nice, right? We went into the opening range gap. Then we had a nice. This was literally there was one trade, and then it was just after 10:30. Look at these 15-minute candles. It was just up and down, up to lunch. Then we went hit another leg up, but then again just consolidation. And at 3 o'clock there was a nice run, one leg higher. But we're an all-time high. So, but it was just literally only one 15-minute move here. Now, technically, there was a silver bullet if you consider this. This was actually not. I mean, but if you would have traded the silver bullet here, you would still be in consolidation for another. It just didn't move straight out of it, so you would still. Oh, a silver bullet, let's go to, and then again you have to endure this for another hour before you have to move. So very hard. I mean, very draining. Did anyone trade it? I'm just curious. Very draining. But it was technically, yeah, you could have entered here. Even. Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm already seeing if you would have taken the silver bullet, it would have whipped you out here. You see that? Those bastards. So you take the silver bullet here. You put your stop. Yeah, it was a large stop then. Well, it's still possible, but then this week would have taken most of the people out. Yeah. Yeah, this week would have stopped most people out of their silver bullet position, unless you just traded it up to here. But normally you want to target the highs that's been created, right? But this week was by design. Um, Let me see in the 5 minutes what I would have done. How many points was this? I didn't take the trade, so I don't know. But if I would have taken it, the safest trade is to go a few tips below. A few. Oh, it's not that much. It's still within my 40 points. Yeah, 27. Here. Yeah. But if you would have used the first candle of the IFUG, so right over here, which most people will do, it just stops you out with a few ticks. So you really have to go below, in days like this, below the first candle. Really below it, yeah. Nasty, nasty. But yeah, this is just awful. Ugh. Just creating liquidity for hours. From here, 11:20 again. Oh, look at that, 11:20. Um, and a lot of people think, oh, it's going to take the high, it's going to take the high, it's going to take the high. And just one candle, boom, and again goes back into consolidation. Then here, Asia high, and then we slammed down. Nice, nice, nice. And now we got a big range for Asia though. Let's see, so Asia low is here, and we are in the middle of the range. We are at the middle of the Asia range. You did not trade New York AM. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Well, AM. I think there was one trade to be taken, and that's it. It was not. After that, it was just horrible. Yeah. But anyway, enough about yesterday. Yesterday was yesterday. Today is today. 60% is bullish. 40% is bearish. So, okay, interesting. Interesting. I am still neutral. I literally, I'm still, I think I'm inclined to be more bearish than bullish, but I can also, uh, so it's Thursday. We have news. We have European news. We have some news drivers, so they can drive things down or up very fast. So the first news drive was at 3:30, right? If I'm not mistaken. So that's in 1 hour and in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So mm, I think the news driver will bring us down. I wouldn't be surprised if it just slants through a lot of things. News driver, because we got so many. Let's see. We'll see. What else do we have here? Hi. Let's have a look. Go to 1 hour. Oh, it's already Thursday. It's already time for our. Oh my God, time goes so fast. It's just crazy. I can't believe it. Um, I don't need these labels. It's just noise. There we go. I can't believe it's already Thursday. That means I've got to put on my TGIF tracker. That is just crazy, guys. It's already Thursday. I just switched it off, and already it's time to use it again. Okay, so TGIF can already happen in Thursday. It means we retrace back into the 20, 30, 40% of the range. Now you can see we're at between 30 and 20. It's actually not a large range if you look at it, right? So this is the whole. Why do I have all these? I don't like this. So, um, let me get rid of those labels. Yeah, there we go. So the whole week is about 600 points. It's Thursday. What have we done so far in the whole week? Let's look at the weekly profile. I guess it's not really surprising. Just so Monday, Monday low. We never went lower than Monday low. Wednesday continuation. Do I see a am I seeing a daily devil's mark? There is a very, very, very tiny wick on this one. I would almost consider this a devil's mark. Yeah. Okay. So once yeah, I'm very interested in lower levels. Maybe we could go, I call it the inverse TGIF. So I wonder if we're going to go lower and then go into this wick here. This end dog, we did not hit that yesterday. Was there another end dog yesterday? We had another one here, I guess. Yeah, we didn't. We left that. I think that was an area that I think Mether, if you're here, I think you mentioned that yesterday with your imply, but there was this end dog and we didn't reach into it. And that was for me very telling that I think they're going to use it. I thought we might go back there later. I think it was here, right? If I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah, I think it was. This was a London session. Yeah, we never got here. 780. Or was it this one? I believe it was on the 4 hour. Huh? Yeah, I think it was this one. 2. Yeah, we did not. Yeah, this was the job was already done at 2 o'clock. Here, the 2 o'clock candle. We went low, but we never touched this. We left it. Yeah, we start this one. Yeah. Okie dokie. Hey Jay Kumar, how are you? I'm freezing, guys. I'm so cold today. It's really cold. Um, I probably get like a cold or get really sick when I feel cold like this. Okay, I'm gonna use it. Let's see, we are at 0.5 of the wick, which is right over here. Yeah. So the real measurement is here actually, which matches exactly 50% of the wick, I would say. We have this little void, the devil's mark and the Voidman balance. Hey Yusuf, how are you? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I think it will stop somewhere there. I don't expect it. I just can't be too bullish, but then again, we never know, right? We'll see. I mean, we do have a gap here as well, but we already went back to daily open at 825 new tops. Wonder if we go back to it again, or we're gonna leave it. We'll see. We'll see. Look what we left. We left really large wicks here again. So they just see what we're doing here. We have a 4-hour devil's mark. We're going over it into the 50%. I think that's it. I don't think it's going to go higher, to be honest. $226. Yeah, I think I'll go short from here. I like it. I like 50% of the wick. We sorted the devil's mark out. I can deal with that. 230 is coming, so then we might have the. Let me see what the poll is saying. 64 is bullish and 36 is bearish. Okay. I'm inclined to be more bearish because of the wicks to the downside. So I'm thinking like because we have sorted this out. I'm just thinking this is a manipulation to the upside before we go down. So we're forming the 4-hour wick. So if that makes sense. Team Crypto, a devil's mark is a candle without a wick. So here you see this 4-hour candle. It doesn't have a wick on top. And a wick is just a form of manipulation, right? And it is what happens a lot of the time is that another candle will give it that manipulation. So what I'm expecting is this candle to be done here and just give it the wick here and then go further back down. But also because I'm going to take short, I'm going to position myself a little bit early. I'm just paper trading still, guys. I might be stopped out, but 2704. I think we might have a little. I'm gonna put it right over here. If I'm stopped out, that's fine. But, and then I'm gonna use this. Yeah, it's gonna spike up a little bit, but I think it might be done at 230. If not, will stop me out and I'll re-enter. It's paper trading. I like the event horizon 926. TP 926. What did I say? Yeah, 926. Now we'll see what happens. See, it all matches. You see the devil's mark on the 4 hour. We have a devil's mark here on the 5 minute. So this gap, I think this is just the gap that that's what the algo wants before heading back down. Unless it wants to go higher, then I'll be stopped out very quickly. It's going to be very short and pain, very short-lived pain. So that's what I like. If I'm going to be stopped out, I want it to happen fast. And then I know, okay, it's going up. It's not done yet. But then I know also it's going to go, because it's 50% of this wick here. If it's going to disrespect this, then we know, okay, well, then it might head up back to this end dog and go higher maybe. We'll see. If not, then I think we are forming the 4 hour wick. And we might go into, but I'm just wondering what it wants to do. Okay, let's see. Is it 2:30? Yeah, 2:30. Nice time. Nice time. Did we go into that? Oh, not yet. We didn't do this yet. Let's see if it wants to do that still. I wanted to go here. Oh, it's really cold. It's still not, it did not go in here. It did the work on the 4 hour, but not on the 1 minute though, on the 5 minute. So we still did not go into this little devil's mark on the 1 and this little gap here. Okay, well, I could leave it, but I don't like that, to be honest. I do not like that. What did we do on the 3 minute? In the 1 minute, in the 3 minute, we sorted it out. An order block. Okay, okay. What did you do in the 1 minute? Okay, well, I guess it's sorted. But it's still weird on the 5 minute. I think I don't want to disrespect. Look, so I'm gonna mark it and then go back to the 1 minute. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Why did you not go into this level? Okay, 233. Now, because of this level, I'm not so sure about this trade yet. So I'm thinking maybe it might want to go up a little bit again and go back and then go lower. So I might change my trade a little bit. Because I'm thinking it might not want to go lower than this area here. It's gonna be a smaller trade. I just don't think it's done yet. I don't trust it. Yeah. You see, it might wants to go back up. Oh, it's so cold. Hey, Casey, now how are you doing? Ooh. This is the first cold day of the year. Huh. Dun, 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 dun. Who traded yesterday? Who tried to trade yesterday? What do you guys think about yesterday's session, New York session? Wasn't it weird? I mean, it was really um, nasty price action, right? Yesterday and PM, and also a New York AM session. Besides Chopfest, it was just so. It just stayed. It was so. I mean, you can have chop, but still, it was just. It was so horrible. It was literally just staying in a range and then making one move up and then again. There were literally only two after New York sessions, just two displacement ranges, just two. The rest was just chop, right? Yeah. I got cooked in Eva's and got two. Yeah. Well, I mean, I ended my day green, but it was horrible. I mean, I started and I gave it back, and then I was like, oh shit, I got really angry at some point. It's like, what? And then I made it back again. And then I thought, okay, I need to stop here. And I watched it. And then I thought, okay, maybe PM session might be better, but no, hell no. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to trade this. um, I usually lay ES during, and it was even worse. Oh, was ES even worse? Okay. Ended up green. Well, at least one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, we've got news today in London time, so let's see what will happen. Maybe that it will loosen up some things. It's really hard now. Normally, it's like I used to be able to pass an EVA with literally just one trade, and you would see the opportunity. But that's really hard now. I'm like, oh my god! And then the moment you try to do it in a few trades, it's just not. I'm like, what's going on? So, yep. Again, it comes back to having more patience, right? Okay, let's see what happened within the 150 to 210 macro. What did we do? So we have accumulation, then we started to go up from 150. Did we leave any imbalances in this leg? Not really, right? But we do have liquidity here on the lower end, equal lows, and we do have a gap here as well, small one. What did the 115? Oh, What did the 150 or the 015 macro do? Okay, this is interesting here, but we sorted that out. Did we have anything here? Yeah, I think it still wants this 5 minute. Cold, cold, cold. Suspension block on the 15. I'm just looking at this large displacement. I wonder if we're going to use that for the maybe for the silver bullet. Maybe for continuation to the upside. So they might leave this little gap here. And then we go lower, and then we go really close. And obviously we're going back into consolidation. Wednesday, I pointed out the formation of a silver bull and Q and one on the 10 o'clock and New York bar. 7 minutes later, and took it all the way up. Yeah, yes. Oh, so she traded the. Yeah, there was only one good trade yesterday, and I think that's the trade you were referring to. Yeah, there was literally just only one trade. It was in the 10-9-15 macro. Let's see, where were we? Let's go back. I'll go on the 5 minute. There was literally one trade in the morning, and also using the opening range gap. Wednesday. I mean, I didn't trade it to be honest, but I have to go to the 1 minute. You can't see it on the 5 minute very clearly, to be honest. You have to go to the lower time frame to be able to trade this. But I don't think it was a silver bullet trade, to be honest. I think silver bullet was a little bit too late already. I mean, that's here, but that's such a small. You wanted to catch this move. The move was here. I don't think this was actually a good. This was such a small move. The best move was here in this order block here, boom, and then you ride it all the way up. I mean, this was already formed here, and then you were in the order block, and this is like You've got this order block here, it go into this one here at 9:15 macro, and then you ride it all the way. That was for me the move if I was looking, but this was just too small for me to play. Yeah, this was not really, this wouldn't have my interest, to be honest. I mean, I would have played it in the opening range gap here. Yeah. Order block and then go back up. Yeah, it could be a trade. How many points is it? Just 40 points. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really. It is a silver bullet trade, but my interest is more on the opening range, and I really like this how this order block was holding up, and you have your confirmation here as well. Boom. And this is giving you expand. This is already telling you that it wants to expand, right? But then, yeah, you have to sit through this one here. Yeah, this one is the better one. And this one would have given you your perfect. June half. So as long, okay, so this is something, so KC, using the order, for me, this doesn't have my interest in the sense of it's just too small. But if you use the opening range, I think we went to 50% of the opening range, and the order blocks are. This is a continuation order block, and also this one would give you confirmation. So technically, you can use your standard deviations from this one, but also I think let me see from this one to give you some. Yeah, this one, well, either way it doesn't really matter, but if you would use, let's say you play it safe and you use 2 standard deviations and you get your confirmation, the order blocks give you confirmation that it's continuing up, even though we are in price action, you don't have anything to the left. I would rather enter from here using this order block confirmation and then trading it up to 2 standard deviations. And as long as your order blocks are keeping giving you confidence that it's a continuation, because order blocks you use your order blocks, then yeah, you have there's much more room to the upside, right? So, and this is just a little bit, I mean, it's a silver bullet, but in this area, I wouldn't even want to trade it anymore, to be honest, especially because we're so high up already. But yeah, this was more my entry of interest, but I didn't play it, so I'm just going just what I wanted to do. But yeah, it was just horrible after that. Yeah, this was a nice confirmation, and if you missed this one, you have another confirmation here. Boom, boom, 1013. All the way up, and then you use those standard deviations of those larger order blocks, right? But hey, if you miss it, it's still a good trade. It's a solid trade. Don't get me wrong. It's a very safe trade. Silver bullet goes into the range, and then you trade it just back to where the retracement starts, and then you're safe to go. Yeah. There were, and then afterwards, this was it. Boom. If you missed that one, that silver bullet, you're screwed. There's nothing else to do. Look here. I think we had another silver bullet in the PM session, did we not? Or, that's hard, right? That should have been this one, I guess, but I don't know. This one, did it provide anything? 3 o'clock, after 2. Well, the market on close again, I mean, it started rallying. But I wasn't looking. I did not trade it. Let's go back to this one. But yeah, in hindsight, it's always easy to frame trades, right? In hindsight, it's easy to see it, but that's where you learn. I always, it looks so easy, like, oh, I would have traded this. Oh yeah, I see the trade there, but oh, it's continuation. But once it's printing, sometimes you don't see that. You know, you just don't see it. It's very easy to go over it in hindsight, but if you journal it, your brain sort of like, you keep, it helps you, like, for the next time you're like, oh, what's happening? Do we have continuation order blocks or what's going on? And then you start recognizing things sooner. That's the only thing. Why hindsight journaling helps. Yeah, I am working on my breakout trades. Yeah, I'm not a breakout trader. I would prefer, I don't like to be a breakout trader. I prefer to be already in the trade before it starts running. So when there's low volume, you're already preparing yourself. You want to actually be in before the breakout actually starts. Because breakout trades also have the highest risk of failing, right? Because you're already, it could just be the manipulation move to the upside before it goes back down, right? So yeah, so KC, I think I said it before, and I think you were there as well. If you want to, for me, the game changer are order blocks. But the silver bullet is silver bullet is the best starting point. It's a safe trade because you literally play the retracement into displacement and you just trade it back up to where it started retracing. It's a safe trade, right? So that's where you start. But then when you want to expand your knowledge, and that's what I'm working on with Priya now as well, it's like, okay, when you're a beginner and you don't know, you want to play it as safe as possible. You need like a structure. You need something, a framework where you can get off. And that is the silver bullet. Because you have a small window of time. You can study it. You know what to look for. And from that window of time, mainly what you use are your breakers, your order block, your fair value gap within that window. And when you want to expand your knowledge, then you are looking like, okay, how could I have entered that trade maybe before the silver bullet? Could I have already been in the trade and let it run out in the silver bullet, or maybe exit in that time window, or maybe add, right? So that's how you use all these things as building blocks. But the silver bullet is very, very good to start with. It's a safe trade. You've got already your framework. It's already running. And then you have the last retracement into that fair value gap. And then you just trade it back to where the retracement started. So, and then you get confidence, right? Because you need to get confidence in the setup. And then you start expanding. Okay, how could I enter sooner? Okay, what did I miss? Oh, there were order block confirmations. Okay, I could have entered sooner from that opening range gap, blah, blah, blah. But the silver bullet is a good starting point. And that really gives you confidence, right? You know what you get. And you can still be stopped out sometimes in silver bullet as well. It's not 100%, but it gives you a very high probability trade, but they're smaller. So your range is smaller, but hey, what do you need? You know, sometimes you just need 10 points, but that's fine. That's good enough. Okay, so we are at the suspension block here. So you see how it's reacting, and I still think it wants to go here. So let me just put it a little bit higher. So now, at what time is it? 2:52. Yeah. So I think this is actually the trade. It's a bullish trade, not a bearish trade, up to this level here. I'm already in, so I'm gonna leave it in. It's a paper trade. So the macro is bullish. I think it wants this little level here, this yellow line. Let's see. Let's see if I'm not stopped out on my trade. Oh yeah, I mean, if you still don't believe there's an algo, I mean, then yeah, I don't know. But this the only reason why we can have an edge, right? And look, all swing highs and lows it's never created by selling or buying pressure. Never ever. They're all by design. Every swing high and low is designed from high frequency trading algorithms, and they are always put at certain levels. So it's not like bears or bulls are together choosing to stop there. No, they're all by design. So every high and low is by design, and they're all literally at specific time levels, so to speak. Because the algorithm can only be scripted against time and not against price, right? You cannot script an algorithm against price because price changes, but the only thing that is a constant on the chart is time. So that's why people say time over price. It's the only reason. It's not like the time itself is, it is just at time, just the algorithm, either it creates liquidity or it creates an imbalance. And it refers back to that imbalance or that liquidity level within specific cycles that it runs. And there's a lot of variations, obviously, but that's why ICT has given us the macro. But there's so much more to time. It goes so much deeper. And the macros are very simple, 10 to the hour to 10 past the hour. But there's also macros that run from 20 to 40. Those sometimes don't take out the liquidity, but they just make the larger moves. But they also sometimes do take liquidity or create liquidity or balance out imbalances. So, oh my God, I'm so cold. That's my issue. Try time. Sometimes I am on, but off a lot. What do you use for time, Team Crypto? What is your time window? What are you using? Timing. Well, so for example, right? If you have, how can I explain this? For example, if you have a breaker, and it doesn't matter if the breaker is formed outside macro, but for example, a retest of a breaker. If that happens outside macro time, it's low probability because even though it retests it might go up a little bit, but it does not. You do not get the trampoline effect like you get it when you would trade it within the macro time. So, for example, is it already? We're going to get a silver bullet time as well. It's also very important. What time does if you have a retracement and it goes back into that fair value gap outside macro, you could get a run to the upside, but you can see it's a lot of the time just a short run. It just takes internal liquidity and then it goes back down, for example. But if things happen within a macro, you have much better, you will see that, but you need to journal it. It's very simple. I can only say journal it and also mark times. I'm literally telling Priya as well, you have to mark time, and it's a lot of work in the beginning, but that's how I started. I literally jotted down time, what happened here at what time, and you get to really know to understand the algorithm much better, and also know when to stay out, when not to engage. Remember, we still have news, right? So I'm still thinking I might be stopped. It's just a paper trade, guys, and I'm leaving it on. For me, it's also to journal. So at 3:15, so that's in 15 minutes, we've got European French flash manufacturing PMI, and I don't like this little gap here. It's not leaving it. So I'm wondering we need to take this before we go lower. And we've got this 15-minute suspension block. We are using it now. So yeah, I think these levels now we're being going back and forth between these levels, right? I think it needs to do this first before going lower. We'll see. 258, and German red folder news is at 3:30, so that's the one. But at 3:15 there's orange folder, which is the French flash manufacturing PMI. And the weird thing, like I said before, so the French is orange, the German PMI is red, and then we have a yellow folder news, which is called just the regular European flash manufacturing PMI. Interesting. We'll see. But again, price doesn't want to move apparently. We're just stuck in consolidation again. It's just story of our lives. Story of our lives. What is ES doing? You see the difference if you look at NQ on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour, what a different story you tell. So interesting. Right? So interesting. ES. Oh, you know what I'm noticing right now, guys, and that's so horrible. We're literally using the same ranges as we used yesterday in London. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? This is my marking of yesterday. Can't remember it. I think it was a 4-hour range. Let me check it out in the 4 hour. I think it was a 4-hour wick, yeah. It was this wick here. Um, um, timing 5 minutes charge to 1 hour 15 minutes. You just nailed my issues. Team Crypto, could you elaborate what you mean scrolling through the times? So going back from 1 minute to, yeah, I scroll through times a lot. Just want to see what, so this is a 15-minute suspension block. You can't see it on the 1 minute, right? But you can see how it's being used, right? And this is a 5-minute little gap. So this is a 5-minute gap, this is a 15-minute suspension block. And we're watching the 1 minute, but you see both of them are still being used, and at some point, I guess it will break, but and for those who just got here, this is the 5-minute gap that I used here, 5-minute volume imbalance that I noticed, and I was like, okay, why did we not go into that? So that has my attention. Like, okay, you know what? You're not done to go to the downside yet. Now, obviously, it could still go, but I'm like, okay, that's why I put my stop above it. And then later on the 15, I noticed this suspension block, and I was like, okay, let's see what you're going to do here. Is this what you're going to need to go back up, or are you going to just go through this and just disrespect it? But you can see it's holding up here. And then I just go back to the 3 minute, and I have my 2 levels of importance marked here. And we just watch, and we just are stuck in consolidation again. But you know, when you see these 2 levels, you already hello, Paras, how are you? We've got news all morning from 3:15, 3:30, and 4 o'clock. So I wouldn't be. I mean, I got in a trade, just a paper trade, but I wouldn't be in a trade actually. To be honest, when I see these two things, I would rather see. I would rather enter a short when this level has been breached and then go short, right? I wouldn't be interested in trading it before it reaches this level. And I like this large wick. See on the NQ we already have a wick. We already did the work here, I think, but it could go a little bit here higher too. I don't know. It's confusing again. Don't worry about the. I think the typo. We can read it. I think it. But I must be honest that the constant consolidation it does start to irritate me a little bit every time if I'm going into the screens and I just have to sit through constant accumulation. It doesn't like okay. Um, I mean, we want some AMD, right? I don't want to sit through hours of just accumulation and then just go off and then I come back and then the move comes. Just some normalcy, please. Yeah. But we had a few good days. The thing is that I remember saying, was it Monday? Like, oh, I think things are changing again, right? And then we get like, we go back into this weird price action for a whole day. So I guess we just have to accept it for now. It is what it is. Okay, let's see. Where's midnight, by the way? Where is midnight? It's much lower, obviously. Midnight is always all the way here. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we opened up here at midnight and then we had a pass through at 8 past midnight and we went all the way higher. Um, yeah. Let me quickly go to the bathroom, guys. Keep an eye on if it wants to go higher than this little gap here. Then I'm obviously wrong, but we'll see. I'll be right back. I'm making myself some tea as well because I'm so cool. Hey, Mr. Chaos. Um, if I'm in a paper trade, as you can see. I haven't entered anything on any account yet. I opened up my account though, but I'm just not sure. I want to see, when I see two of these levels, I'm like, okay, well, let's just watch what happens. I already entered this short trade, and then I thought we would take this out sooner, but again, we are just stuck. Mr. Chaos, yes. It is when it gets colder, because I'm very cold today, because it's the first cold day we have, and I just tend to have to go. I have to go to the bathroom more often when it's colder. Um, but I'm making some tea because I need to stay hot. I feel very uncomfortable. Most of you guys don't find this cold, but like I said, if it's 16 degrees outside, it's like 5 degrees cooler because our houses are built to keep cool, right? Because it's normally always hot. So the moment it's not hot, um, but the good thing is when it gets colder, my kitty catties, um, they sleep with me under the blanket. So I'm like, especially my the other one, Dolly, and she's a long haired and she's very soft and I'm like, oh, it's starting to get cold again. And she's like, oh, I want to come on. And I really um, it's very nice too, very nice. They're very soft, like my little teddy bear. So that's a good part. Let me get my tea, guys. It's 0 degrees here. Oh my god, that is so cold. But it's also you have to get used to it a little bit again. So it's the first day if it's like this, and afterwards I'll sit with a t-shirt on again. It's just I need to get used to it. But then I used to go in hibernation in the Netherlands when it starts to be autumn. I hate being outside. I just work and I just stay inside. But here I have to warm up. I have to go outside to warm up. But anyway, we can see we're still in consolidation between the range, between the suspension block is holding up, and I think it wants to that level, that yellow, before it wants to go lower. But it also could just go up from that level. It just disrespected. But I just wonder if it wants to do that because look here, we already reached 50% of this week. We already the devil's mark has been sorted, so I think it wants to go. I think it wants to go down at some point, but the question is when. Oh, it's 0 degrees there, but it feels like it's 0 degrees here too. That's how I experience it. And actually, it's not so weird that we have this price action, right? Because actually, Asia did make quite a big move today. Oh, we have a whole market maker model. Um, yeah, Asia boom. But hey, Mr. Chaos, it might be a good idea to sit with the blanket and I can also put on a warmer sweater, but then the thing is when I put on more clothes, it gets really warm at some point. So, but this is obviously not enough for me now. Let's see if the tea does the job. I think so. I'm just in this trade because I already entered a little bit too early, but I have to be honest, I have zero expectations of it because I can also see us use this level to go back up again because I'll show you why I marked it. I just marked it as an area where we could this could be used as a bullish order block as well. And it's not really a good structure, but I think could be also used as a bullish breaker, but I don't really like it, this structure. But definitely an area which we could revisit and then go back up. So that's why I marked this area. So and because of this large wick here, I'm just thinking we go down, up, down, up, down, up. Let's. Yes, I do look at 20, 30, and 60-day look back. Yes, definitely. That's what the algorithm does, right? The algorithm uses the 20, 40, 60-day look back. So also if you use NWOGs and NDOGs, oh, what do you want to keep into account? That's why you also want your data. Hey, see, my cat is not here on the desk right now, so she's very naughty. Um, you want to be able to look at your you have like some kind of enough data that you can watch your NWOGs back to 60 days. So that will NDOGs is a little bit difficult because if you look back 60 days of NDOGs, it's a lot. But NWOGs are very easy to give you those 3 months look back, right? So obviously 20 days is 1 month because you cut out the weekends. 20 trading days is 1 month. Jesus Christ. So Paras, do you use IPTA? Do you implement it in your trading? What do you? Well, what Paris is saying is quite interesting, but I think when you use IPTA, it's just when you, I think how you want to use it is just you look at it, let's say, at the beginning of the day, and then you say, okay, what are my 20-day lookbacks, my 40-day lookbacks, and are there any interesting PD arrays that confirms my bias, for example? And even though if you would stay on the 30 minutes, you look at the day on the daily, at your IPTA. Well, we can put it on, for example. Let me see. Because I also use it on the day. If I look at it, I'll use it on a lower time frame. Obviously, I haven't actually looked at it today, but because we're all-time highs, it doesn't really. But let's have a look on it here, for example. I go to the daily. I think I should have it here. Here you go. So what? Hey, naughty! Stop! Hey, hey! You know, she has so much energy now because it's bad weather and we haven't gone outside. Normally we walk, so now she's running like crazy to the yeah, you can't see that, but she's jumping everywhere and just literally. Okay, now this is interesting, right here. So when you look at it, literally we have the same box. I think I have to put her outside now because she's getting very naughty. Hey, hold on. She wants to play. She's got too much energy now because of the bad weather. She hasn't gone outside. Hey, hey, come here yet. What are you doing? Okay, so this is interesting. You see 20, 40, 60-day look back is the same because it's just one big block because we have just gone back. So literally, I'm just looking, okay, what can we use within this range? So it's just the whole range that we already set since 30th of March. That has been on my radar for a long time. So we have a large range to the downside. You see that? So that's how I use it. So so obviously I use it on the lower time frame as well, just like you, but I just want to see every day. I look, okay, what's the 20-day look back? What's the 30? What's the 40? The 20 days obviously has a higher priority than the 40, but now it's in one big square. So now it's sort of easy, right? But I think we can definitely expect some lower price action at some point because we've got a lot of levels in the IPTA 20 days look back, if that makes sense. So that's also part of why I'm more bearish than bullish now. Obviously, we can still expand, but if as you can see, I calculated my ranges that are calculated here. Let me switch it off. Are based off those IPTA ranges. So I also have a FIP level. Those 2.5 are literally based off my IPTA ranges, and you can see we reached 2. And where are we at now? At 2 exactly. See? So these ranges are higher time frame projections, which I'm using right now. Also from those IPTA 20. And we're at 2 right now, so it's part of also my analysis why I think we should go lower. See, we are exactly at 2. It's a little bit off, but that's with higher time frame. Now 1.25 was here, my 0.1.5 here. We're at 2 right now, all the way from the lower ones. Okay, so yes, definitely IPTA 20 is always every day. I start the day, I look at it, like where am I? Where are we in the IPTA? So hey, but Mr. Chaos, it helps you. Those lines tell me where price has a high probability to stop because it uses the same ranges over and over. It's all calculated range from somewhere, and if you know which range is being respected, you can just add those ranges on top of each other. Because once we go higher, you don't have anything else. You don't have anything on the left of your chart, right, to work off. So, hey, but Mr. Chaos Factor, I know my charts are full, but You beat me with that one, my friend. I was like, where am I going to look? So I know I don't deserve any prize in clean charts. I don't do well with that, but it does help me frame my trades and my exits. But I'm working on it. But hey, Mr. Chaos, he showed his chart. And I was like, I had to find something, but I was like, I can't. Like, oh, I'm not the only one who has full charts. But yeah, I know. There's a lot here. But if I would have a clean chart, I would. Um, I just like to show what I'm looking at, to be honest. And I tried it, and I had like other charts that I was looking at, and I didn't show it. But then every time when I was looking, people would ask, "Oh, but what do you look? How do you?" And I'm like, "Okay, I still have to put it then on." So I'm like, "Okay." So I thought, well, it's more transparent to show what I'm looking at. And it makes more sense if I talk about it as well, because otherwise I'm talking about something and I'm showing it and then pretending I have a very clean chart, or I'm actually looking at another chart where I have all the data on. So that was sort of like I tried it. I tried to have a clean chart, but then oh my god, I think my setup is going to fall now because she's going to jump on the. Oh, Kijiji, you cannot jump here, my love. It's too much energy. There you go. Come, go, go, go. Jump, jump. Not here. Go, go, Gigi. So it's very funny. My room, it's like you can walk around. So the open area is so you can it's like open and she's literally like running around now all the time and then jumping over things and hey. Yeah, because of the rain, they haven't gone outside yesterday. Yesterday was raining all day long. So they just have too much energy. So they just try to release their energy, and then they're just like literally like jumping over stuff and just going nuts, just really literally going nuts. And normally we walk together in the morning, but because of the rain, I don't want to walk. Um, so, oh my God, I don't know if you guys can see what she just did, but I don't think so. Well, she's trying to get under the blankets. Hold on. What are you? I don't know what you can see. No, I think the camera is just. Hey, Zar Trader. Oh, done. Okay, so let me see. We had the news, one news already, right? Let me see. Yeah, we had 3:15 French. See, so the French, I mean, the economy of the French. I'm interested in at 3:30 because then we have the German flash manufacturing PMI, which is a red fallen news. I'm wondering to see if is going to give us a little bit more of some movement. That might. either if we pop up here, I guess, because it's just not going lower, right? So that is in a few minutes. In 1 minute. 1 more minute. Oh, Zar Trader. How cool is it in the Cape? Oh my god, I'm freezing, Zar Trader. We have a first rainy day here. It's 16 degrees. It says, because it's been raining and just been gray for 2 days now. It's the first cold day, but I'm freezing. I'm just, and my cats are going nuts because they didn't go outside because of the rain. So I've got like a crazy cat running around my. So, how's it in the Cape? KC, you want to be careful trying to make more out of in consolidation than there is. That's what they do in consolidation. You want to be careful reading into it, because what you want to do in consolidation, you want to mark your high and your low, and it's dangerous to read too much into consolidation already, especially when news is coming out. You want them first to take out a high or a low, and then you want to frame those things. But when you're in consolidation and it did not really, you see you have a clear low and a clear high here, right? And it's still within that suspension block. It could easily still go up and take out these. We still have this little gap here. So you just want to be careful with that. Because the first time you get a manipulation move out of consolidation, it could still go back up to the other side of the consolidation area. And especially when we still have this gap here. It's very tempting to read things when you're in a range sometimes. Look, I'm short. I have a short bias, definitely. Look, I'm short bias, but I know I have to be very careful with this high. We also have equal highs here, but I'm definitely short. I'm in the short already. But okay, are you done now? Are you done now? Yeah. Oh, you already have freezing. Yeah, for you guys. Look, even if it would go here, I still wouldn't be. I'm already in the short, but I don't think even if we go here, I think we could go back up here. So I would not. I would not. I'm not interested in anything unless we get here. I would add to my short, but if we get here, I would be very careful, because I think this is a nice area where it could go bounce off again and then go here. If it doesn't go here up now, I would wait and see what it does here in this area. Because here we have a higher time frame order block which can be used. So if you're looking at a 1 minute, but I have already a 15-minute order block in my head, which is this one, a bullish one. So if we would go down, I would not trade it lower than this order block here, okay? Because this is a bullish one. So if we would go down here, I think we could use this higher time frame order block to go back up because we still have this one here. So it could be a very short-lived short, but I have a short buy, but I think we need to clear out some things here before it can really go low. And then I'm really excited for the move to the downside, but it just doesn't want to move yet. So your alarm bell should be off the way how it's already going, and you are in a bullish. It's a very bullish environment right here. So. Guys, the biggest mistake is people reading a lot into when you're in consolidation. There is literally, it is all fake. It is just all fake. You cannot trust it. You want to zoom out and try to go to the PD raise outside your consolidation area. And what areas are the lows and the highs of the consolidation? What are they doing? But you don't want to, if you're going to read into this, you're gonna feel a lot. You're gonna have a lot of losing trades. You really want to wait until if they take out one side or the other, and then you read into the PD rays that are just above or outside the consolidation area. That's where you want to focus on. Don't try to read too much what's happening in. This is all by design to get you. Retail falls for this trap all the time. Oh, it's going to do this, but you're looking into a bearish trade. Look what's happening right now. They're already being, they fool them. Are you done? And you can clearly see it's clearly creating liquidity, right? Here, 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 here. And it's making a lower high. Why? Because it's going to make a fake move to the downside. So retail will think, oh my God, we're going to go short. And then it's going to rip back, take out all this liquidity. So in consolidation, you want to focus on the high and the low of the consolidation and look around. What do we have below and above those highs? What can I use? What can I look at? And zoom out one or two time frames to give you an idea, but don't zoom out too much in the consolidation itself. What's happening? You have to wait. You have to submit to time and let one area be traded out of, and then the easiest trade is to attack the other side of the area of consolidation. But don't read into, oh my God, I'm going to get my next short out of my consolidation because I see a 1 minute order block or something. Just be very careful with that. Yeah, and sometimes it gives you a good trade if you scalp, right? But you have to be aware, I see the trade, I see the short, but I would only see it up to, for example, I would already have, okay, I already marked this one here and this one, so it could go down, but then maybe it will use this to go back up, to go for these highs here, because it's been creating liquidity very clearly, right? So even though I'm still on a short because I entered very early, I'm still like, yeah, is it going to hold or is it just short-lived, maybe up to here? I would be more comfortable when we have taken out these highs and maybe that 5 minute little gap, right? Remember? You see this little gap here? But then again, I mean, we could be done here, but let's see what happens here. So I got burned. Hey, company man call. Yeah, so I got burned a lot from. I'm like, oh, what? Why is it happening? Why am I just? Because impatience. Obviously, you want to read into things that are there, and zooming in too much into the. So we've been into this shop so much, and I got really frustrated by it. So I really started really looking more into it, and like, okay, I don't want to be, because I also like, okay, I'll read something and then I'm like, it still didn't work out. So why? So now I just wait. Obviously, I was already in this trade, but yeah, always zoom out from 1 or 2 time frames and then let the first move go, right? And then just watch what happens. Because even though we go lower, yes, but is it sustainable? Is this the sustainable short, or are we being tricked? And it's gonna rip our faces off and then take out these highs while going into the 15-minute order block, which is a little bit lower, and then go back up again. So let's see. See, we got a very nice. Yeah, that's what I'm sharing. Hey, I'm just sharing how I see it, but it doesn't mean it's right or wrong, right? It's all everything is wherever you are in your journey, and if it works, if you are a scalper, you can have an awesome trade all the way up there. But I just wanted to point out that on the higher time frame, there is bullishness below it. And yes, we take out this high, but is it my trade, the short that I actually am waiting for? I don't think so yet. I think I have to wait for more back and forth price action before the move comes. But hey, who knows? There is news, so news can drive anything past anything, right? Because that 330, oh, the German news was already there. I mean, it's already 342. It doesn't have to respect anything, so it could really blast through anything, right? But it didn't do much anything. Hey, I'm still discovering as well. Listen, it's like for me also still like, and this whole area is also something I have been working on this year. Also because I got burned a lot. I was, why am I always having why doesn't I didn't get burned in the sense it would still go my direction, but it was not sustainable, right? Because I was reading too much into consolidation. Um, Yeah, I mean, if you scalp, if you have base hits, it's perfect, right? If you there's nothing wrong with it. If you scalp it and you already know, okay, I'm safe to scalp it up to a certain, or you use time, a macro time, you scalp very small, 5 to 10 points. I mean, that's okay. That's your strategy. If you prefer to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I wait for larger moves. I need more patience. Actually, scalping will be better for me, but I got warnings from prop firms that I was too fast in and out of my trades. So it's okay. And I also noticed that if I'm scalping, I tend to overtrade too much. So I also thought, um, yeah, and you see things that you want to see, right? You see things that see what's going on here. You see what you want to see, and we all do that. You see, so if you would see everybody's thinking, oh, it's going short because we're going lower, lower, lower. They get ripped off, right? Their faces are being ripped off right now. Everyone who took that short, most of them are stopped out or they're already in either in a losing trade or so I'll be in drawdown very soon. So I'm keeping also the trade on to show you guys. So I entered too soon. So either I'm going to be stopped out or it's going to go into this little gap and it will bring me in drawdown. So that means I should not have entered the trade at all because these. But while I was framing the trade, I didn't have the suspension block. I only had this at some point clear. But let's see if it wants to take out this liquidity and just goes into it, and then maybe it's ready to go to the downside, or maybe it goes back up. Oh yeah. I will start sneezing soon. This is one of the hardest entries of the but a nice bound after 15-minute FUT. Yeah, so you see what happened here. It took out what the high, as it just always wait until the high, a low or high gets taken out and you attack the other side. But listen, it's also not a long. I mean, no, Casey, no. No, 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 not yet. No, 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 no. It's definitely not a long yet. No, no, no. See, you are reading. It took out the low, but did it take out the high yet? No, it did not. So you want to wait again because it takes out the low, right? And then you want to. It's done when it takes out the other side, but it could go back and forth. We have a nice wick again. What does a wick do? A wick is going to slow down again, so it might go back into the range. But no, it's definitely not a long yet. I still have a short bias to be honest, but this tells me it's not done yet. It just tells me it's not done yet. Until we are getting into this gap, then I think we are done. But until then, I'm already in the trade, but I would not end, I would just really wait. But just because it went into the 15-minute fair value gap, and why? This is actually an interesting thing. Look at the time. Let's go into time now. Did it do it in a macro? 346. Now it could be. So even though it went into this 15-minute fair value gap, it could still go lower, right? It could still go more into this order block before it wants to go higher again. Or it goes into this wick. You see the bodies are, actually it's interesting, the bodies are not, the bodies are staying out of the suspension block. So let's see if it wants to now attack the high. It looks like it, right? Okay, there we see. Let's see if I get stopped out or not. Or is it going to hold? You see, I mean, I would never want to be in a long that only goes up to here because that is then your trade, right? I'm more short bias than long bias, but let's see if this is now done or does it want to, how many points is this? It's 22 points. Yeah, I'm not interested in that to risk anything. Okay, now let's see. So it went into this level. Now let's see if it's done, or does it want to go higher or not. If not, I'll be stopped out very soon, and then it's a long, and then it never was a short, right? Okay, so I'm still in. I'm not. So I am of the opinion, I'm thinking that now it might be ready to go lower. But let's see. But then again, we still have the 15-minute order block that I'm not sure of here, if it goes here, if it wants to. It looks very bullish. Oh. Oh, pom 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 pom. I don't know, I mean, for me, it's 50-50 still. I don't trust this area at all because we are at OTE level for the longs. Um, um, I'm still on my short. I haven't been stopped out yet. Look, I just, for me, it doesn't make sense that it wants to go. It hit 50% of this wick. We just took out this little imbalance, and I think we should go into this level. So I have more of a short bias than a long bias. There we go. But for those who scalp, you just trade the ups and the downs of that consolidation. That's it. You just go in and out of your consolidation, and you go in. That's it, and you go to the high and you get out, right? So you take these highs, boom, you're out. You take these lows, you're out, and then you attack this side up to this imbalance, you're out. And then you don't have to think about what it's doing. Because if you're in my trade, you have to, my brain is like, oh my god, I'm going to be stopped out, blah blah blah. This is horror for people like myself. We need to think too much. It's not horror. I'm just joking. But if you're a scalper, you just, okay, we took the low. Now I go in here, I take the high, and I just, take it and boom, I'm out. Very easy. But if you're a distribution trader like myself, it's like, okay, because I'm still thinking I'm good to go. I might add here. But I have to think, okay, what do you have to think about what happened here, blah, blah, blah. But if now I have to think, if we do go lower, am I safe? Is my long sustainable? Is it going to go lower than this? 961, 30 points. Or are we going to go lower? I don't think this might just not hold anymore, and then I'm going to attack my 50% level. Let's see. 922. Or is this suspension block holding? It's all possible. It's very confusing, this area. What do you guys think? Bullish, 57. So more of you guys are bullish than bearish. Okay, gotcha. No, okay, yeah. See, we hit exactly 702. So technically, from this range, it went to premium and 50% of that wick. So it could be done, but it could also just say, okay, you know what? I'm not done. I'm going to go higher again because the suspension block is holding it up. Yeah. So then I'll be stopped out anytime. It's horrible. It's horrible. I don't think we're going to see Asia high in London session, to be honest. Um, I think that's a trap they're setting for retail. Or it goes one more leg lower and then it goes higher, but I don't think we're going to have a easy ride to this, like, okay, it's going to go to Asia high. Um, let's see, after 4 o'clock when markets open, if we get manipulation leg to the downside. Hey, are you getting your little nap for free? Hmm? Pum, 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 pum. So look at the 4 hour here. Pum, pum, pum. to turn. Was it the one? I think it was on the 1 hour. Yeah, I think it was the 1 hour. Let me see the date. It's already lunchtime. Uh, there we go. Okay, give it some distributionist, my friend. Yeah, oh, this was the wick I was using. 50%. Right up here. There we go. Come on, give us some distributionist to the downside. See, we're forming that 4 hour wick here, and then the distribution will be to the downside, and I am aiming for 692. I'm going to keep it here. 69. But I want to see if we can get through this suspension block. Sorry, my apologies. The 1 hour, the 15-minute order block. Let's see. See, it needed to balance out this imbalance. But let's see if it wants to go through here to go lower, or trampolines from here back up. But I think the 4 hour is going to distribute lower. It's distributiones, baby. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go. See, it was forming the wick, the 4-hour wick here to the upside. This was the max. Um, let's go. Let's see what it wants to do. Oh, so now let's see if it wants to, if it's gonna make it here, and if it wants to go into this area. This is important. This is an important area. Or is it going for this liquidity here? These levels here, below. There we go. I'll go into the 1 minute to see how price is moving. Hey, Amaya. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's just, but it's a very, it's not very, it is annoying price action, to be honest. It's just very, um, let's say slow to the least, but slow price action can be very informative though. I do see it's leaving a lot of imbalances on the downside, so I only think that the short is valid up to a certain point to be. So let me go to the 4 hour again. You have a wick like this, right? A wick is just a bunch of imbalances. And even though it would go, it would never leave these wicks. If it would go to Asia highs, for example, it would never go from here to Asia highs from here without not going into these wicks, for example. So if it goes into this wick, you'll see a lot of back and forth. It most likely goes into here and it might stop again, consolidate. Because it never goes unless you have a news drive. I don't know what time is it, 4 o'clock. Um, it can go through a week very fast with news, but a lot of the times the news is balancing out imbalances and it takes time. Okay, we got a flash manufacturing PMI. It doesn't mean shit. We've already had the German, the red folder news didn't do much. At 4:30 we have GBP PMI. Let's see if they use 4:32 to make a faster move. Now, for me, it's getting interesting. Now I know I have to be aware with my short. If I see it goes through, then my TP is fine. But if I see it's going to stall here again, then maybe at the low here, previous DEQ, let's see. But if it's going to stall here already, I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm good to go. So I'm watching this one, oh, there's a wick in between. Let's see. There's a little gap here as well. 954, let's see. I mean, a lot of people probably went already long from the first fair value gap, and I think a lot of people they just think, oh, there's Asia high, let's go for Asia high. I mean, it's just you have to read so many things, you have to take so many things into account continuously. Okay, I think we're gonna go for this liquidity. But here, this is important. Let's see what we got. I don't like this price action at all. Mhm. Okay, okay. We got change in state delivery. We inversed this one already on 5 minute. I hope so. So you want a short above midnight, you want a long below midnight, and um, I think we might even see midnight now as well. Let's see. This is the liquidity here. And I've got my TP at 50% of that wick, which is also event horizon of an end door. So let's see if I can if it manages to get there or not. Oh, 12 past 4. Okay, I see this console as the algo becoming stuck between higher and lower OP. Make perfect logic to me. Accumulation is just accumulation of orders. It's just the market is just getting ready, and then the manipulation. So you have AMD. Atanas, welcome to the family. The algo is not being stuck. It's just doing it's just accumulating orders. They're just getting ready for the next move. WZ, and do you have videos on your channel? Okay, I have to be honest with one thing. I love doing live streams, but I hate making videos. I do have some videos. I made some recaps of some trades that I have, but the best thing I can advise you to do is studying ICT. What I did on the Discord, I made because I think people that are advanced already know their way, but I did make a ICT starting, like, okay, when you start ICT, core content is the best to start with, but there are a few months that you don't really need in the beginning. So I took out a couple of months to think, okay, you can always revisit that later, but if you want to speed up, and start, I think ICT is the best way to start from his channel himself, and then ask people who already have studied, okay, where do I start? Because if you go to ICT's channel, it's a lot. He has a lot of videos, and he's still adding at the moment. So, but core content is the most important, the basic stuff where you go into the foundation, the building blocks. What is a breaker? What is this? What is that? What is premium discount? So I would highly, highly, highly advise that if you are interested in learning the concept. And if you have not been damaged by retail logic, you're even better to go. I had to reprogram myself from retail bullshit. So if you are still fresh and have not, I think it's awesome if you are from a if you haven't been, well, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's what I would do. Um, it's always best to learn from the mentor himself, but then obviously when you listen to people that trade this concept, then at least you will be able also to recognize so if you go into the concepts, you get your own. Everybody uses them. Well, you can tell from the traders they take the same trades at some point, but sometimes we use things a little bit differently. So, but then at least you know who is like, oh, I can see you use that, but that might not be the right way, or it's a little bit different. But it's always good. You need to learn from the master himself and from the mentor of mentors. And then obviously you learn from streams from people that are using as well. You can get some tips, and you can take something from everyone. You know, some things might appeal to you that how I'm using it. Maybe someone else uses something in a different way, but yeah, you really need to start studying. I believe ICT himself is the best way to start. But said NWB, would you like to elaborate what you've been doing so far, where you're at in your journey? I did make some short videos, but those are more things that are how I use it, right? So I obviously when you do a lot of journaling, you start connecting dots, and those are the dots that ICT does not teach. A lot of things he does not elaborate on. So if you go deeper into time, studying the time within the algorithm, for example, within the macro time, there's a lot you can, but you build on the building blocks that are given to you. So, but yeah, definitely journaling is very important. Journaling and just, but you have to start somewhere. And I would definitely start with core content. Nefani, who, you mean ICT? Are you referring to ICT? ICT concepts? Is that what you're asking? I love ICT concepts. I'm not too, it's my building blocks, but I have adapted a little bit, maybe my own strategy a little bit by combining a few things. But I think I think it's really ICT based. Yeah, you find your own trading identity, right? Yeah, the thing that I mean, what I don't like about ICT lately is his personal views and how he tries to implement fear. I mean, if we would listen to him, there would be World War III, nuclear bombs would have gone off, we wouldn't have any oil. And I think he is a very smart man. He's highly intelligent, and he plays around with how far he can take with influence sometimes a little bit. That's something I do not really like. But I love the concept. I love his. It's a game changer for me. But yeah. Oh, but listen, at NWB. If you're just in a month, that's nothing. You're just really just starting to scratch the surface. You're not supposed to already know, and it takes time. But just don't worry about it if you don't see it right now. You're just in. You're really, really a baby. I consider myself also still a baby with 3 years in. But I've studied really. I did core content. I think sometimes I still refresh myself, and 2022 2 times, and I still watch every video that comes out because I still, there's so much to learn. And then I journal a lot. So when you journal, you keep on learning, and you start, seeing different things that you didn't discover before. And then you go back to an older video, and then I didn't pick up on that as well. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah. So ICT, yes, ICT, intern. I'll give it to you. Let me go on. But on my Discord, I have one. I made an ICT, so where to start, just for beginners. But yeah, it's best to really go from. Yeah, okay. Company man call already gave it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now you see what's happening here. This is that 1 minute, that order block. We are bouncing off it, but then again, we also have a bearish a bearish FUG right now. So let's see what is going to hold, right? What is going to hold? But we are prepared. We were expecting this bounce here, right? But the question is it going to be sustainable or are we going to go further back down? I'm still on my short though, so let's see. Oh, oh, okay, that's what, you know, I'm a compulsive liar. I've been doing this for a while. I'm just embarrassing to admit I'm failing. I wasn't profitable until I believe 18 months studying ICT. So there is nothing to be ashamed of. I was in retail before, and I think it was a little bit sooner, but I think after 18 months, I think I had one payout, then it took a while. But if you start ICT 8, 9 months ago, I mean, if you're already consistent, it's pretty awesome, to be honest. So I wasn't profitable. It took me 1.5 years to read, I'm just talking ICT only, and I'm not talking about my previous retail stuff before that. So yeah, I think 18 months. So is it NWB? I don't think you're a compulsive liar. Otherwise, you wouldn't say that, right? I've been doing this for a while. I'm just embarrassing to admit I've been failing. I've been training for a year. So no, I think you are not supposed to. I mean, it's really nothing's wrong with you if you've just been studying it for a year. And let me ask you this: have you been journaling? I sound like a broken record. I did not journal for the first part when I started, but the moment everybody tells you got to journal, and I'm like, yeah, but a lot of people only have been doing Model 2022, and that's enough for them. But for me, I'm an alcoholic, so I really want to know everything. So I just, but a lot of people, they just did core content and Model 2022, and they're good to go. And they just refine either one PD array. For some people, it's the, like for example, Hydra. He went into the breaker block and he got very successful by just training the breaker block. Obviously, he went a little bit deeper into his knowledge, but he just focused on the breaker block. Then Lumi Traders, she just trades the order block. She has a very simple strategy. She just goes into 30-minute order block sweep and then 3-minute OB, and that's it. That's all she trades. It's it just what does your eye go to when you? So I love the breaker. I love the rejection block breaker. But I'm also using order blocks more now. So it just depends. I want to use this more, but it comes with more experience, I guess, right? It comes with more experience. You use more. Yeah, thank you, Casey. How do you journal? Okay, good. Yes. Well, okay. Let me elaborate on that because it's very important. I had the same thing in the beginning. Everybody, yeah, you need to journal. I'm like, what the hell? But if you don't have a model yet and you're struggling, you actually don't know what to journal, right? It's like, what do I journal? But yeah, exactly that, what you're just saying. So I just started. So I was like, okay, I got intrigued with the time and I just started making screenshots. Like, okay, so you take paper trades, for example. I did have trades, FX replay at that time. But the problem with FX at that time was we didn't have a lot of indicators, but now I believe you can have all indicators, right? But yeah, what you do is like, okay, if you take a trade, for example, You want to have a screenshot of that, but later on you write down things. What did you do wrong? Why did you get stopped out? So you have to reverse engineer at some point. So like say you have I had a lot of screenshots because one was of the trade itself, but then afterwards you journal it, and then I journal, for example, a bigger part of the market. Okay, what happened here? What did I miss? Oh, there was a breaker here that I didn't see. It was a breaker retest, so I had to extend that breaker, for example, further in time. For me, example was this year getting really into that consolidation area because what KC was actually saying was something I used to do, and I was like, what the hell? Why is my trade not working, and why did I get stopped out? And then it still goes in my direction later on. And that's where I figured out, okay, I have to approach consolidation a little bit differently, right? And there will be a new challenge. But every time you improve something, there will be a new challenge popping up. But that's the fun of it. You're never done learning. Let me tell you that. I got really good at larger trades. You know what my new problem was? I trilled my stop too fast. So I had a new problem to deal with. Okay, so suddenly my trades are not 20, 30 points. No, they're 60, 80, 100, 150. So what do? I 8-hour trade, but I trill my stop too fast, and then suddenly my 8-hour trade becomes a 2-hour trade. New problem. Yeah, it's good to already implement the high time frame bias. That's very good. But listen, you just started. I mean, you're still, it's just don't give up. Just don't give up. Just keep on grinding and just studying. And I mean, ICT is doing a lot of videos. But yeah, I mean, core content is the most important. And I think everybody should do Model 2022. And then what he said, just move backwards. I think he said that from 2026 because he's now, what he is giving now is sort of like still going over the subjects, but in a less long-winded way. Yeah, you can sleep when you're dead. Yeah. So I studied a lot, guys. I mean, I studied 8 hours per day, ICT, and also being in the markets. It's just, I did a lot of studying. And at some point, things will click. At some point in the morning, you will see oh my God, I see it now. But I wish I started journaling sooner. That's the only thing I can say. It just helps you connect it because I'm a visual, but it depends on how you learn, right? I need to see things. I also had a lot of spreadsheets. I was trying to keep up with things, but I never look. I mean, it doesn't appeal to me. Obviously, you need to know your model, what's your win rate, and you want to figure out how you're doing. But at some point, I already know with every trade that I take, it doesn't matter what my model. I don't want to be over 40 points risk. That's max. Preferably less, but if I go over, I know something is off in my analysis, or I already know I'm setting myself up for a losing trade most of the time. So if I can't frame a trade which is less than 40 points, I have to stay out. I already know that because of, I don't have to use my calculations anymore. It always came down around that number for the max. Then obviously you want to know if your model works, so you have to back test it or forward test, doesn't matter. Forward test it in demo. And you have to get confident with it. And then you have to be okay with losing trades as well. And that was also something that I used to do when I started out. I used to, if my trade would go, oh my God, oh, the price is coming near my stop, I would literally move my stop away from it. So I would make my loss bigger if it would be a losing trade, right? That was really, really bad. So you have to be very strict. You have to have your rules and you have to stick to them. The moment you put your stop, if you know already the trade is going against you, you can stop yourself out. If you know, okay, if you see enough data, but you have to learn, you have to teach yourself to be okay to be stopped out. And that's what I'm also doing when I'm paper trading. So I keep on, building my cards. It's okay. If I frame my trade and it's a solid trade and I get stopped out because sometimes it works 80% and sometimes at 20%. But if it's still good analysis and I follow my rules, I'm okay with being stopped out. It's okay. But if I don't follow my rules and I'm impatient, which is my thing, I have to keep on working at it. I'm impatient. I just don't follow my rules and I get stopped out. Then I have all the right to get upset with myself. But I don't get upset with myself when I'm stopped out following all my rules. It's just I need to either study more on the topic or I'm just one of the 20% that happens, right? Yes. So, Nifani, yes, you can. It's. I only trade futures, so it's all applicable on futures. Yes, you don't have to worry about that. But he used to be a forex trader and a futures trader, so he. But the old stuff goes into a lot of forex examples. But if you go into 2022, from 2022 2023, most of the times he just only has examples on futures. Yeah. I am. I'm only if you, I don't do I don't touch forex. Oh, is it the NWB? No, 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 no. Click better. No. Okay. I know what you're asking. You want that emotional connection, right? So if you demo trade, you don't feel the connection. I totally understand that. So I stopped back testing because I missed that emotional. But I feel the same when I paper trade in live, so forward testing. So for me, back testing doesn't work in the sense of um, getting the same either because if I'm battling impatience sometimes and I feel like, oh my god, I need to put on a paper trade now. I still feel the same emotions that I would have on a live trade, and I journal it. But if I would backtest it, I know there's just, but if I'm on stream and I put a paper trade on and I know I'm impatient, I can feel the same shame because I'm on YouTube, I'm streaming, or I know like, oh my God, I'm not following my rules. So I get sick in my stomach if I do that because I've lost a lot of money in the past, right? And I don't want that feeling anymore. So that's why you see me in London. I paper trade a lot during stream as well. But the win is for me is if it's a losing trade, there's no monetary loss, but I journal it and I learn from it. And if it's a win, I don't care because I have a model and I trade my strategies, and there's always a new bus coming. I don't care if this is a winning trade, for example. I'm talking. I totally forgot to get into the trade. Do I care? No. If it goes to my TP, how many points is it? 50, 60, 70 points. I don't care, but okay, I read the market correctly. I'm proud. I'm happy that I read it correctly. It was not an easy read, and I'm like, okay, I did well. It did what I wanted it to do. Because I'm a distribution trader, so that means I want to get in on the 4 hour between the open and the high. Well, I positioned myself early. My stop was fine. I did not take my stop, even though it was very close, as you can see. That's a win for me. So, but you learn the most of your losing trade. So I love it when I have a losing trade on paper. I love it because but you have to journal it. But this is for me a big win, even though there's no monetary win in the sense of um, but yeah, I don't care because I know when New York starts and London already gave me some information. I've got intel. I'm reading the market correctly. The market is doing what I think it would do. So a lot of the time, London were already, well, yesterday actually not. London wasn't too bad yesterday, but in New York session, it was pretty shitty, to be honest. Um, I've tried backtesting, but I just get impatient. That's why I paper trade in the live market. What about buying? Oh, ZNW, you are really, I really don't like what I'm reading, to be honest. Uh, you're gonna hurt yourself, to be honest. You really want to work on studying. You can paper trade, but listen, we all went through it. I think most of us are impatient because we all want to make money, right? Um, and I'm not different. I'm not different than anyone. And I still blow accounts sometimes. If I fall in the trap, I will blow accounts. It still happens to me. Um, But yeah, please be careful with putting on if you don't have a model, you're just going to set up yourself for losses. And that's just a waste of money, right? I get sad when I hear it because it's sort of like, I wish I knew sooner what I know now, but I was stubborn as well because everybody tells you, but it does not click better if you just put on money, but I just really think you should forward test. And hold yourself come here, join us, and tell us what you're doing. And if you want to be held accountable, we can hold you accountable. I mean, I sometimes we have to be held accountable. That's why I do things, and if I do it wrong, my chat will tell me, "Hey, what are you doing? Are you over trading now? Are you getting, So yeah, but yeah, please don't just put money on the line when you don't have a model that you are trusting yet. And it takes time. It takes time. It really takes. You have to submit your time. I'm 3 years into ICT, and now it wasn't until this year that I started to have my 100+ trades. You start with 20 points, then you get consistent with that, then you build to, well, let's say even 5 points or 10 points, and you get consistent, you get confident with 20, 30, then 40, and it happens more and more. And now I'm getting used to 100+ trades. But it takes time. Hey, Nafani, thank you. Yeah, ZNWB, I can say whatever I want, but I know that if you feel like it, you have to feel the pain, and you'll feel the pain. It is how it is, and we all have to go through it, until you're so fed up with yourself, and you get like, oh, what did I do? You know it. You know that you don't want to lose money, but still you're doing the same things. And I think most of us can relate until you get so sick of yourself. You don't want to lose any more money, then you really have to change something. And the only thing is just you have to get your model. And you have to be, and discipline is a double-edged sword. Last Friday, I didn't take a trade because price was just going up, 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 and I didn't find a way to enter, and it was just not my model, and I had to let it go. And the whole London session, I think it was Friday, I can't remember, and I just ended up not taking any trade, and also the whole day just went up. So sometimes discipline is a double-edged sword. You miss a trade, but most of the times it will keep you out of trouble. But it's the hardest thing, right? Listen, I have Priya. I'm working with Priya right now, and also it's really hard to get that first model, and you have to start very, very small. That's why we talked about the silver bullet, right? Now you use everything. You can use the silver bullet is literally only the window of time, but you make your window smaller and you look for a very specific thing in one window. But the luxury of using the silver bullet is you look what happened before the silver bullet. Like, am I going to get a continuation, or are we going to turn here? So, or are we just, consolidating? So you're trying to get as much information before the silver bullet window starts to prepare yourself, and then you have to enter within the silver bullet, but you can, if it's, for example, a retracement within, and you can still have the trade to go outside the silver, but your entry has to be within the silver bullet window. And that you make it very, very small, your model in the beginning, and then later on you build from that, right? So, okay, maybe I can enter that same trade, but I could have entered early. But if you get more experience, you can enter before the silver bullet starts because you start reading better into the PD array. Okay, see, now we already breached this, so now I know that, well, hold on. Let's see if I just want to be sure that my TP is still good. This still could be a level where we could spike up from. Let me see. What time is it? 4:40. Okay, 4:40 is interesting. Let's see. I just want to watch hold on. I just want to watch. Is anyone in a short, guys? I just want to see, is anybody in a winning trade? Give me W in the chat, guys, if you have if you guys are doing well with the long, with the short. So we're going for this liquidity. No trade. Oh, Eric, you're in. Oh, Martijn, you're also in. Well done. Okay. Where did you enter? Did you enter from this little imbalance here, or did you enter just below 3 o'clock? Okay, let's see. Arnox, are you in? Oh, you're in. Okay, good. Okay, 931, where is my entry? Okay, I'm gonna raise my TP a little bit. Yeah, it's just a paper trade, guys. Hmm. ZNW, I'll get into that. Boom. There you go. Why? Why did I have my TP here and not right over here? This is a very good spot, but what I'm using is the wicks. I'm using this level here, and I think we can even go lower, but this is the midpoint between two end dogs, so new day opening gaps, and I think we're going to go to 50% of the wick. So I use the wicks. Oh, did I do it incorrectly? Oh no, it's correct. You see this wick here. Wicks are a big part of my trading strategy. This dotted line is the midpoint between 2 and new day opening gap, which is also levels of liquidity. So everything, event horizons are the midpoints between two highs. If you have two highs at certain points, that is also algorithmically very important. The midpoint between two new week opening gaps is also called an event horizon, is also a level of liquidity, but also the midpoint of two end dogs are also liquidity. And as you can see, this dashed line matches exactly with 50% of this wick. So 50% level of wicks are very important. That was my whole strategy of today, guys. I was looking at the wick, and we had this devil's mark, and we already went above the devil's mark, and I thought, okay, I think we're going to be bearish because we already did the job here. We went to 50% of this wick, but a little bit higher because I had this little gap. So this was my, remember that I was looking at this gap. I think, okay, I don't think we are ready to go down until we sorted this issue out, this little gap. So I trade I'm more of an imbalance trader than actually liquidity trader, so to speak. Now, let me clarify that. A wicks are literally an imbalance. So a wick on the higher time frame is a lot of imbalances on the lower time frame. So I use wicks a lot in the sense of, okay, what's the market doing? Well, here it's a lack of manipulation. So if I trade a 4-hour candle, what I try to do, I always try to get in between the open of a candle, and especially I trade the distribution of the 4-hour candle. That's why you get more points out of it, but that's something when you get more experience. So I always try to get in a 4-hour candle between the open and the high. Right, so that's what I positioned myself here, but I was early, so I took the risk, like, okay, you know what, I'm going to put my stop above here, but then price can't go above this level, but then I at least position myself in the manipulation move, because it's AMD accumulation, manipulation, distribution. This is AMD, guys. Manipulation, sorting out this little imbalance, and then you have the distribution to the downside. And the manipulation move is the wick, open to high. That's it. That's why I positioned myself here early. But I was, because of this wick, I was thinking, okay, I think we're going to get distribution to the downside, but I'm not going to go take it lower than 50% or this end dog, and then I just have to reassess. But this is clear AMD. For those who trade AMD, this is it. AMD. I love AMD. Power of 3. But that's how you trade distribution, how you read into. So I was anticipating that we could have distribution to the downside, but I was aware that I could have been stopped out if it would have turned here. But I was like, why would it do that? Because we're going into this wick most likely. But let's see if we can go lower than 50%. So I'm just using the levels of this wick. That's it. It's no magic. No magic. Those are all algorithmic levels. And ICT actually didn't teach that before this year. He only teaches it on the daily chart, to be honest. But yeah, so now we took the security, and now I reassess. Now I'm like, okay, you know what? We reached this level. How many points was it? How many ticks? I tried to put on ticks so people don't get the monetary value on it. I tried to stay away from that. I think it was 260 or something, right? Was it 260? I'm not sure. How many ticks was it? Oh, I can calculate it easily. It's no problem. It was from here. I think I positioned myself a little bit earlier. Where did I position myself? Here. I think I positioned myself above 4 o'clock. Oh, I can go back. Hold on. 283. $70. I position myself a little bit higher here. Okay. So I guess midnight is I think we're going to go to midnight now as well. Because that means you can use the 1/3 level as well. So if you're still in, if you're holding a runner, yeah. Now what's interesting, if you watch the weekly levels, TGIF, 25% of the wick is exactly at 40% of the weekly range. I wonder if we're going to go, oh, we might use this one again, this order book, or 50%. Well, we'll see. Anyway, yeah. Hey Michael, how are you? Entered at 4:02. Retest TP is midnight. Good, well done. Yeah, and also, yeah, so that's another thing about the 350 to 410 macro. But look what it's doing. You have to already, you know, for later today, already, if you guys watch, you see, oh, equal highs just above 3 o'clock, right? But look what happened here at 4 o'clock opened up. It left a candle without a wick here, and it went straight down. Then here you have a retest. All right, it went back into, this is model 20. This is model 2022, by the way. For those who use model 2022, if you missed this move, you have a retest here again. You can go back in. If I wasn't be talking, I would have added here. Look here, how beautiful. You got a high low into this fair value gap, right, that I marked. Then it goes back up. Look exactly at 0.62, and then it goes lower. So you could enter also at 426, 427. If you entered here, could also entered here. Still good. But I want my entry in the wick here. That's what I aim for. So I get larger moves. Hey Martijn. Yeah. So Martijn, I call that if we start already distributing lower now, I call that my inverse TGIF. So they're still in play, but yeah, if you go below 50%, or if you see price going at 40 and 50, I wouldn't be, but I would watch this 4-hour order block or 1 hour. There's also one order block here. You want to watch this level if we go back up, but if we start going lower, then I would use these levels. Yeah, definitely. But it's still Thursday, right? So it's a little bit early. But we could go all the way down and go all the way, take out the low, right? But yeah, if you start going below 50%, you want to watch. But I think we have a strong order block here. Keep this level in mind. But look here, we also have a gap here. You guys, you look at the IPTA levels. Everything is below us, right? I think yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I misread your question, Martijn. I still have this level here that was 20% of last week's range, right? But ICT said this week, or in his lecture at the beginning of the week, he says, if TGIF doesn't happen on Friday, which we didn't have, price can retrace either on when market opens or on Monday or latest on Tuesday. If it doesn't happen on Tuesday, I believe he said 1 p.m., he takes it off. So this wasn't in play anymore. But we have our own TGIF levels now, right? We've got this is the weekly range. And if we start going really down and we're below 50% and we start going, maybe we'll take out the low tomorrow or today. I don't know. Could be, right? Then we will extend the levels to the downside. But it's too early for now. Yeah. And I think he said he only looks at it, yes, the ones of yesterday, the last week until Tuesday. They're not anymore. So then he doesn't expect price to go to this specific level, but it's still a level of a order block, right? I mean, let's go to the 1 hour. I marked it. Let me see, where is it? We've got an end dog here. We've got a line here. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it to see what happens. But yeah, we've got liquidity resting here. But yeah, we first need to go through here, right? I mean, let's see what's gonna happen. We could spike back up, right? Yeah, we have news today. We have news in London just now. London flash PMI. We were in a trade. We were in a short, and we have some news today. Definitely, yes. We have 9:45 PMI. So not 8:30 news, but we have orange folder news. So yeah, we started very slow, but we do have a beautiful AMD though. AMD power of 3. So not too bad. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. On the 15-minute, we are now near this little gap here, and in this fair value gap here. So midnight is here. You want to calculate this as well? See. I play around sometimes with it to see if there's other better ways to calculate it. But sometimes I notice that the manipulation move you want to find, because 702 is exactly here. So I wonder, we are at 62 now. What did we do? $702. No, I think midnight is okay. Let's see. Any questions, guys? Aussie Trader, there'll be enough today. Don't you worry. It's like a bus. They keep on coming, right? I mean, you don't miss anything. I didn't even take it. I just put it. I totally forgot to put it on my account. I didn't even trade this 70 points. It's okay. I don't care. There'll be another trade. There'll be enough trades. Yeah, and so the moment we are starting to go lower than 50%, then that will be an indication that we're going for the lows, right? If we really start bouncing off this 50% and start going back up, then you have to be careful with bearishness. But if you see really like it going lower, 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 and you've got these wicks here, yeah, it's bearish then. But yeah, I don't really, London is sort of like a warm up for me. I try to just paper trade and see where I'm at, and I just forget to trade sometimes. I just forget it. But I do get upset if I miss my trade in New York, because then the day and the end of the day is coming. Now it's like, oh, we have all day ahead of us. But if that's not the case, then I want to make my money as well. I'm no different. I am no different. I find it really difficult to make an about the rest of the day, to be honest. Let's have a look at the. So this midpoint here is the midpoint between this purple end dog and this one here. So price could spike back up above the 50% line. So you want to, because this is higher time frame. So what you get a lot of the times, even though it's a 4-hour, it goes below it and then it spikes back up and then you have a wick, right? So, but you want a body closure. So you go to the 15. So for example, okay, you already see we have a body closure below the 0.5. But this one needs to, you still have like 13 minutes or 12 minutes now. If this doesn't close, if this spikes up, you want to be careful. But then again, we've inverted already this one. It looks bearish. Inversion. Yeah. It's going to midnight. So midnight bagged and tag, Eric. You got your midnight. Okay. Oh, my belly is telling me it wants food. No more questions, guys. Oh, I really want to eat something. I think I need to eat. I think it was a good informative session. I think I learned some things. Midnight tagged. Well done, Eric. Okay. Boom. Yes. Now 43% was bearish and more of you were bullish. So this is one of the few times that the minority, most of the times the chat, the majority of the chat is correct. This is one of the first few times that I see that less people, well, it's minimal, but most of the times it's the majority that is actually correct. So we have a very good chat. But anyway. It's so weird, guys, how fast the week goes. I'm just shocked that it's already Thursday. I'm just thinking, I can remember still having I know because of the TGIF data that I use. I always switch it on Thursday, and I remember. I think I still had it on by accident on Monday, so maybe that's the confusion. But I'm like, it's already Thursday. I already have to look at the TGIF weekly ranges. I only put it on because I want to see where we're at exactly, because if you use those weekly ranges, and you can use, Mether made a very good indicator. He's part of the community. If you just type in Mether Z here, Mether, and then here's ICT TGIF tracker. And you will see, if you start just putting it on and just watch what the weekly ranges, how they are literally being respected. Like also as levels, as algorithmic levels. I think it can help you a lot. So I can highly, hey Mether. I'm just talking about your about your TGIF indicator. And you'll really see how these levels are being respected. Look here, exactly, 40% is exactly at 25% of that range. I wouldn't be surprised if it stops right there, and even though it might go through it probably will bounce off it or something, right? So here 25% is 40% of the weekly range. 50%, oh look at that, it's exactly at 3 o'clock. So that's why, time, it's not that time itself is so important, it's just that it's an algorithmic, it's just what the algorithm just refers back to. And here you can see, most likely it will bounce off at level 40% and make a little wick, even though it might just go further down, but you can see it just stops there for a little bit. So yeah, just use them. I mean, it's and if it doesn't stop at 40, well, if it just blasts through it, yeah, it's a perfect. It's a really good indicator. If it blasts through it, then you know where to look for. 50% is right over here, right? Then okay, well, if 40% is not being respected, then it's in a hurry. But be aware, if you're looking at the higher time frame, you can always, it goes below it, and then on the high it will spike back up. See it happen here right again. Yeah, it's a good indicator. And also with the NWOGs and NDOGs, what I really like about the indicators that you can choose, you can put them all on, but then it only shows the ones that are, then it's near. That's really awesome. But anyway, yeah, and Mether is doing, I mean, I don't know, he says more is coming, right, Mether? You did a lot already, look at them. These are all, I think all of them are, there's one premium I see, but all of them are free except one, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 indicators, guys. Oh wow, you got 94 people using this one already. Levels of interest. Nice. 9 indicators, and yeah, I mean, just try them out, guys. Give it a go. And I think Mether is very open to any suggestions and feedback because he wants to improve them. No, I got many already on TV, but I don't announce them until I'm actually. Oh, did I speak? Was I not supposed to show it? Did I? Am I too early? Well, I mean, you've got. Well, I can say the NWOG and the TGIF is working damn fine, but okay, guys, I spoke my mouth. But if you use them and if you find something, just help Meta extensive testing. I guess we can put it that way then. Yeah. So guys, yeah, okay. Now, okay, that's important to just point out that it's yeah. Okay, if you use them, guys, but hey, listen, you won't find the NWOGs and the NDOGs and also the TGIF tracker. I think you won't find them anywhere else that you can really like with the NWOGs that you can choose 20. The max, I think 20 is the max, right? But then it doesn't clutter your chart. Like for example, this indicator that I use. Here you go. If I put on all of them, let me. The difference is this. Okay, I've got 20 on here, right? Is it showing? It shows all 20, right? And then yeah. So this indicator shows all 20. And with methods, it only shows the one where price is. So for example, if I'm switch this one off, the difference with methods one is it just shows me the one that is applicable where price is right now. It only shows me the two and obviously the event horizon because I want the event horizon. It only shows that one. So your chart is cleaner, but you don't have to think about, oh my God, I have to add, because sometimes you have a price move. If you have a distribution to the downside and we go like a lot lower, you have to think about, oh my God, how many NWOGs are we passing through? Okay, so I need 20. So you put them on, but you have all those NWOGs on your chart because price is going lower. But with NWOGs, you don't have to think, with the methods, you don't have to think about it because it just automatically highlights the one which you will need. And that's a big difference. And that's, a luxury, and he can make a premium anytime. I told him actually it's a very big premium, but he keeps it for free. So use it while we can, guys. I don't. I hope he keeps this one for free. Matter? Keep this one. I'm just joking. No, you can do whatever you want, but this is worth. I think that is worth. Um, it's actually premium worth, to be honest. Let me put it that way. So enjoy it, guys. But yeah, give him some feedback if you want, if you find anything. So. Oh, Meta, I don't hope you're going to get too busy with people that are very, I might not look at it very clearly, but maybe there are people like, oh my God, they're going to really look into it. And they're like, you need to do this. That can be better. Who knows? But yeah. Um, but yeah, thank you what you're doing so far for the community, Meta. It's highly appreciated. Okay, guys. I will. It's already Friday tomorrow. Crazy stuff. Because it's Thursday and if it's going to be a nice day of trading, I might do a PM session stream, but only yesterday it wasn't worth it. I say it every day now, but depending on price action, I do want to stream a few times per week also in New York. But it has to be worthwhile. And so I'm going to say see you tomorrow for sure and maybe later today, but that just depends on what the NQ gods will give us. Okay, guys, I wish that nothing leaves me than other to say stay safe. Is there something important? Did I miss an, we don't have anything special on the news. I thought I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. I can't remember what it was. I'll put it in, if I remember, I'll put it in the Discord. But anyway, I don't know. My mind is tired, I guess. I just need food, I think. Ciao, ciao, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for sure.